talking about the new Apple Silicon MacBook Pros for a while, and we now have more confirmation that they are indeed coming soon. The M2 or M1X chip, depending on which name that Apple chooses, reportedly entered mass production. But before we start with the video, I wanted to welcome all the new subscribers here. I wanted to thank you all for all the love and support, and I hope you enjoy all the new content coming soon here on the channel. Also, if you like Apple news, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This video is sponsored by Setup, an incredible cross-platform suite which gives you access to over 200 iOS and macOS applications without any additional cost. You only need to pay for your subscription and choose the apps that you would like to use. Now, a great benefit is that you can start a 7-day trial for free when you use the link listed down below in the description. So starting off, according to Nikkei Asia, the supposedly called M2 chip entered mass production, and it takes about 3 months to produce, which means that it is shipping as early as July. And if we're thinking that the M2 or M1X chips are going to be ready in July, it also makes us believe, and it kind of confirms, that the new MacBooks are coming right after that, so in the second half of 2021. This could potentially mean that Apple may announce the new MacBook Pros, the 14-inch and 16-inch MacBook Pros, at the WWDC and start shipping only in July. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. But let's briefly talk about the M1. This chip brought incredible performance and battery life to the Macs. Apple used the M1 processor in the new iMac and iPad Pro, which were released on April 20th at the Spring Loaded event. However, the M1 chip does still have a few limitations, especially for Pro users. So if you consider that it only supports up to 2 Thunderbolt ports and you can only add it only has one external display output, this means that you can only use one monitor with your MacBook Air with M1, for example, which is what I do. I have the M1 MacBook Air and I can only use one monitor with it. For me, it's extremely okay because I have a 32-inch 4K monitor by LG, and this is sufficient, but I know many users that need to have 2 displays, so this is definitely something that needs to change in the Apple Silicon processor. So talking about what needs to change, the M2 chip is expected to have more CPU and GPU performance, more Thunderbolt ports, support for at least 2 external displays, which is definitely going to be a great addition. And in the report, Nikkei says that the M2 will continue to integrate CPU, GPU, and the new Neural Engine on the same chip. However, it does not go into more detail on the chip's specifications. So we don't have a lot of information at this point, but just by considering that we may have support for at least 2 external displays and more Thunderbolt ports, this is definitely going to be an upgrade if compared to the M1 chip. And now, briefly talking about the new MacBook Pros. We previously discussed about them in other videos, but something important to consider here is that Apple mentioned that it would take them 2 years to complete the transition from Intel chips to Apple Silicon chips, which means that we're getting closer and closer to this date. Also, talking about the new MacBook Pros, according to Ming Chi Kuo, the new devices will be the 14-inch and the 16-inch MacBook Pros. The new MacBook Pro will have a new design. It will feature more ports, which is definitely something we're looking forward to. And we even mentioned that it may have an HDMI port, MagSafe, and an SD card reader. The SD card reader is definitely going to be a great addition to the new MacBook Pro. I believe that many content creators will love that, also photographers. So I particularly would love to have an SD card reader on my Mac. I know that many users think this is going backwards, so you're actually transitioning back from how like the MacBooks used to be, but I don't think that's the case. I believe many users would have use for the SD card reader, and if you don't think you need one, you could choose another MacBook. And moreover, Apple may also release a new redesigned substitute to the 27-inch iMac. Don't forget that they released the 21-inch iMac. It is a 24-inch, but it is on the same body size as the previous 21-inch iMac. So we may see the new 27-inch later this year, which is probably going to have a 32 or, I don't know, 30-inch display. But this is the new update regarding the M2 or M1X chip. Please let me know down below in the comments what you think about it, if you are excited for this release. And if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.